Welcome to T-Boys TV. Yeah, we're doing this mic test outside, seeing what it's like. And yeah, we're back again with latest news, I guess. Gonna add it to the T-Boy discusses again. Obviously, a few things we're gonna get into today. So we're gonna get into Osho speechless after witnessing that atmosphere. He said that was one of the loudest atmospheres he's witnessed since he's been at Kenilworth Road. We're also going to be talking about Nakamba and how marvellous he actually is. Sorry for the pun, but it's just one of them. And then we will be getting into as well a bit about Nakamba, and some Villa fans don't want to see him, next season, which is interesting. I would not mind at all if he come back to Luton, but we'll see. We will see. And then the last talking point I'm going to talk about is Heckingbottom said he wants Luton and Middlesbrough to feel the pressure. But obviously the first thing we're going to talk about is Osho. Like I said, obviously he felt speechless after that performance of the atmosphere by the fans against Watford. And yeah, it was an absolute brilliant atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, I was still in the main stand, but I still felt it around the Kenny, which doesn't usually rock. You hear it come on Luton every now and then. It was brilliant there as well. To be honest, they were starting chants at times. I can't lie. It was pretty crazy, to be honest. But yeah, a bit about, obviously it's the first derby match since 2006 at home. Obviously, the vast majority of the 10,046 were obviously inside the ground making the noise, even when the players were coming out to warm up. Obviously Rob Edwards did mention that in his post-match, but it's good to see that we actually done it, throughout the game as well. Leading up to that bit as well, sorry. But yeah, obviously, Osho, he come out and said it was the loudest. And, obviously it's a derby game. We're all going to be heated up, but I want us to continue this, going on to the later stages of this season, especially games we've got at home coming up, like Middlesbrough. I want that same sort of atmosphere then, and it's an evening kickoff, so they tend to be more lively as well. Just due to the fact both teams, the position we're fighting for, I want that atmosphere to be absolutely crazy. So yeah, man, exactly like that, and that would be brilliant. But Osho's actually, actual words shall I say on it? He said, "Wow, it was amazing. I think it's the loudest I've ever witnessed it." And then he also goes on to say, I was just speechless, really, just happy to be part of it and get the win. And then obviously they got asked, he continued, sorry. It kind of drives you on, but you don't want to get too carried away and start making rash decisions. You have to lean into it a little bit as it is special and that importance for the fans. It really does egg you on as well. So you do have to lean on it, but not get too carried away, which is absolute facts. Like he says there, you could say sort of saw it in an example before, or plenty of times this season when he has got red cards. Granted, some of them, I think they've been harsh decisions where he shouldn't have been sent off. He's probably learned a bit about there, like especially the games like Coventry, where it's obviously heated up the away fans. A lot of away fans travelled to that, and obviously did give away a penalty in that game. So it's stuff like that. He could be saying it in that regards. I'm not sure if he got a red card that game. I can't quite remember. But yeah, brilliant atmosphere. And like I said, I want to see us carry that on going into the later stages of the season, especially, in that Middlesbrough game, for example. Home game, like that, just the magnitude of it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, because people are still putting them in a higher regard than us. But I think they got tougher games coming on to the later stage of the season. I actually think we'll finish above them after I had a little look at it yesterday and mentioned it on the video I did yesterday. Make sure you do check that out after this one if you haven't already, and big up to everyone that has. But yeah, that is that. Moving on to the next thing I'd like to talk about, something else that was brilliant and was speechless was Nakamba's performance against Watford. So he actually broke a record the other day in the Championship this season. So Luton Town have only conceded 2 goals from open play in the last 13 games, and Nakamba has played a big part in that, as we know, starting regularly since he's come. He's made 10 tackles in the win over Watford. No player has more in the Championship match this season. So, yeah, and I do remember a lot of times in that game, as much as I didn't put him up there for a contention for the man of the match, I do remember a lot of times in the game as well. Like, I just visualise him winning the ball, and I remember it a lot of times during the game. And yeah, he's brilliant. You know, everyone talks about the Glenn Ray replacement. And for me, even though he's miles better than Glenn Ray Nakamba, you know, I think he's that guy. I really do think he's that guy. And a bit of an article, what I want to go on about Villa. I think it's called Villa News. I'm just going to basically read it. And what they've said is, you know, they basically, long story short, is they don't think it's ideal to keep Nakambia because they're looking at stats and they're saying his, you know, haven't been as great as other players for Villa. Which is interesting because I know a couple Villa fans and they do want to have him going on to next season. You know, I do think, you know, even though obviously Gerrard at Villa wasn't overly great, I do think when Nakambia played, he was good. But it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me. Would you take him? Would you take him going into next season? I definitely would. Like I said, I think he would be that really good replacement for Glenn Ray. And I also think as well his wages wouldn't be a problem because I don't think he's that type of player. You know, if we go up as well, we'll, you know, I reckon we'll be able to give them the sort of wages they want. You know, also with players like Ethan as well. You know, I think we'll be able to keep hold of him, obviously, if we want to, because, you know, the Nottingham Forest had that goalkeeper situation a couple of months ago and they weren't even considering calling Ethan back, were they? So, you know, I think we've got a good chance of getting players like this, especially if we go up. You know, so we'll have to wait and see what happens, really, when it comes to that. But, yeah, marvellous Nakamba on Nakamba is marvellous, literally. But, yeah, and then moving on to the last topic, I want to talk about, obviously, Heckingbottom, as Addies say. And he said he wants Luton and Borough to feel pressure. If anyone's, you know, I'll read what he said and then I'll have my thoughts. So basically what he said is, I want them to feel that pressure. We are lucky. We have been in this position all season. It's just gone disappearing now. Oh, there it is. So we feel comfortable in it. We've got players. Uh, we've got players. Oh my God, what's going on with this? Who's done this before? We've been in really big games in the cup and we know what they feel like. We're used to them. This is a strange period of the season right now and I want them, obviously hinting us at Middlesbrough and Luton, to start feeling the pressure now. Now, like I said, for me, Sheffield United have got a tough run in coming on to the later stages of the season, and something I didn't even mention yesterday when I still thought Sheffield United, no, I still think they will get second, but I do think out of the 3 sides, I think the pressure generally is on them the most. Because, you know, something I didn't mention is they've got the FA Cup game, you know, semi-final against City. So that's an extra game. Do I think they'll progress in that? Probably not. But still, they've got that game to add on to it, which, not, you know, Luton or Middlesbrough don't have. You know, our focus is just on the league now. You know, there was pressure starting to mount on them when Middlesbrough, you know, have been getting the goal difference they've been getting, you know. So I think it's on them the most, you know, and the thing is, as well, Luton, you know, a lot of people still don't respect us as a team. You know, we go about our business, you know. You see more people start to give us respect, but there's still people who just write us off. So for me, we're not on no pressure at all. Also, we've had that experience of being in, you know, even though this is for second, we've had that experience now of being at the top end of the championship, fighting for things, like obviously the playoff last season. So the players have that experience when it comes to the top end, like I said. And, you know, everyone's questioning Sheffield United even getting second now after having it for that long. So, if anything, like I said, for me, the pressure is on them. So, yeah, man, that is that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with Heckingbottom? or not agree, because he said you want, to feel the pressure. But do you agree with me? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you think we can keep Nakamba as well? Do let me know. And yeah, obviously, let me know what you think about what Osho had to say as well. And yeah, don't forget to smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And I know it looks a bit dodgy around here. It's literally the back of my where I live, and yeah, it's looking a bit dodgy. I can't lie, but I just wanted to test the mic outside and see what it's like, and also give you lot one of these videos again. So yeah, like I said, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. If you want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. Do subscribe to my other channel as well, T Boys TV Extra. Link to that is in the description as well. And until next time, I'll see you lot in a bit. So take care and peace.